Drills Talk, episode 182. In this episode, we're going to discuss creating royalty income. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled 7 Streams of Income, Royalty Income. What is royalty income? Royalty income is when you receive money or percentage of something you have created or something you bought into in perpetuity, hopefully, usually in perpetuity, which means forever, as long as you live. The benefit of having royalty income is that it is the best form of income, which is passive. You work once and you receive royalties for the rest of your life. So it's very beneficial to those of us who don't like working too hard. You work hard once and you get paid for it over and over again. Let's get to it.
Yo, Drills.
Created by the great wizard of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 182. In this episode, we're going to discuss creating royalty income. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're an entrepreneurship/mindset motivation channel. Every Monday, there's a new blog. Every Wednesday, a new Drills Talk. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Let's get started. Number one is create a product. So remember that you work hard once part that I mentioned earlier? You work hard once, you create a product, and you may be thinking, well, what kind of product? That's time you have to spend with yourself to come up with what exactly is going to get you to where you need to get, which is creating this thing, this product. You don't have to create a gadget. The product can be a book, can be an ebook if you want to go the easy route. But the idea is to create something that you can work hard once and sell it over and over and over again. So that one thing you create is going to be basically you working, right, without having to work. That sweat equity that you put in there will keep paying you over and over and over again, as opposed to what you may be doing now, which is trading in 40 hours or more every week. And then next week, that 40 hours doesn't matter anymore. You have to put in another 40 hours. See, this case, you don't have to do that. You create that product. That product works for you. That product works over and over again, 24/7, and you can sleep or vacation or go into another thing that's going to create some more income. That's the beauty of creating a product, the beauty of royalty income. So if you want to sit back and relax at any point in your life and in the near future, creating a product is exactly what you need to do. Number two is to sell the rights to a product. So instead of receiving, say, 100% of whatever the sales are, you'll receive maybe 15 to 20% or more, depending on the negotiation you have. So what you're going to do is you're going to create this product. Could be a gadget, could be a book, could be anything, right? Could be a song, especially for us, those that are musicians like myself. What you do is you are presenting your product to people who are interested in investing in that product. And when they invest in that product, either they'll want to buy you out, which you're not going to allow because we want passive income, right? Or they're going to make a suggestion to pay you royalties. So when they say, I want to pay you royalties, and try to speak in music terms, because that's probably what you're most familiar with. You hear about it a lot as far as the cut in music and how it's not a great deal. We'll get into that in another one. But let's say you have this song and this big company wants to promote your song and distribute it to the masses. And they say, well, we would like to pay you this upfront. So that's upfront money, right? But then we'll pay you 15% or more or less, however you negotiate it, in perpetuity for that song. Usually in music, it's for a number of years, but let's just say in perpetuity, and I want to get that word out to you and have you know it and know what it is. So if you see it in the contract, you make sure it benefits you. In perpetuity, 15% every time this song sells, every time this song is played on the radio, every time this song is used in some, commercial or movie, you receive a 15% royalty of whatever the funds that were made is. That's the benefit you get. You made that song one time, right? You wrote that book one time. You created that gadget one time. So now that you have that, you have an asset that you can either sell yourself, and now we know a second option, which is to sell a percentage of it and then still receive whatever percentage is left in perpetuity to give yourself passive income. So what about the people who say, you know what, creating a product sounds like something I can't do. So if I can't create the product, I can't sell it. So now what, right? Number three is the flip side to number two. Buy. you buy the rights, right? So now you can be the person, you can be the company that's approaching someone and saying, hey, that's a great product, I'd like to buy, right? And when you buy, you can turn around and go right back to the selling position. You bought maybe 85% of something or 50% of something. It doesn't matter. As long as you have rights to sell the rights after you buy them. Let's say you bought them, right? And it was a great deal. You had a lump sum of money. You gave it to the person who created the product. With the money that you've paid them, they then give you the right to 75% of whatever that product is. So now you own 75% of something that you did not create, but you have ownership of it, and you can utilize that 75% to either sit back and, not push it and just take whatever's already coming in, or you can take that 75% and find somebody who's going to push that product for maybe 25 of your 75% of the company. Now you still have 50% of that company, that product, that song, that book, whatever it is, right? But this person who owns the 25%, they're pushing it because they want their investment back, and they also want to make money on it. So, maybe making $1 is only 25%. So that's 25 cents to them. They have in mind, I want to make millions off of this thing. So they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. You giving up 25% of something you bought is giving you 50% of every sale. Hopefully this opens your mind to how you can gain royalty income without being a super genius creator or discoverer of something. You don't need to do that. You just need to pay attention. You need to find a good product. You need to either buy into that product or create the product, and then sell the product. It's really just a couple of steps. I don't know why we make it so complicated. I know it may be different. It's not going to work in trading hours for money, but it's still trading effort for money. As long as we can take out the hours and put in effort, that's when we can get money that keeps on coming. If it's just hours we have to keep giving, and eventually we will run out of them, right? Effort, once we give it, we can get paid on it over and over again. That's the industry we want to try to get into. That's why I'm introducing royalty income to you. Number 4. Number 4 is start a franchise. Now you're saying, okay, well, first you wanted me to start a product. I couldn't start a product. Now you want me to start a franchise? Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but if you already had an idea of a restaurant or an idea of a cleaning company, or you already have a company, it's not that much of more of a step to franchise it, which is giving someone else the license to utilize your name, utilize your methods, utilize your your style of service, your products for a certain percentage. Think about a pizza place. I'm not going to name anybody because no one sent me a check. But let's think of a pizza place. There's plenty of them, right? And they're all franchises, the big ones at least. Let's say a pizza place is doing great in Atlanta, right? It's doing great in Atlanta, and it's time to expand. They don't want to go too far, but they want to go far enough to where they can start another following. Let's say Charlotte. But you own that pizza place in Atlanta. Do you want to go all the way to Charlotte to check on both of your businesses? It's about a 4-hour drive each way. Or do you want to franchise it? Set up all your business materials, set up how your building should look, set up how the inside of the building should look, set up all your products, your services, what you give and what your business is about, right? Now you say you have that package and you can sell the rights for someone in Charlotte to do exactly what you're doing in Atlanta. And in turn, they receive, say, 85% to 90% of what that business over there with your name and your business processes make. But you get to keep 10%. What work are you doing? You've done work once. You put together everything. You built a great company here, right? In your home. But once you have that package and you can shift that off and say, this is how we do business. You're buying the way we do business. You mentioned that, you can do exactly what we have. We have a proven track record, and they buy in. And now they're replicating what you're doing in Charlotte. So what's going to happen? Someone in Charlotte may want to open one on the other side of town. So now you have 2 franchises in Charlotte, right? So Charlotte, starts getting a little customers, and then they travel. Some people travel into Charlotte. They may say, hey, I went to this pizza spot. It was great. And now people in the surrounding areas, people in Tennessee are calling you. People in Florida are calling you. People in South Carolina are calling you. Someone in Atlanta wants to start one, just out on the outskirts, outside of the perimeter. And that's not really direct competition with you. So now you're considering it, right? But think about the 10% from each of those stores you're receiving in the work that you're putting in, which is nothing. Royalty income. You should really consider it. Drills Talk, episode 182. This was creating royalty income. Do not take this episode lightly. Rewatch it if you have to. Share it with your friends. Get started on that passive income. Thanks for watching. It's Drills.com. Check this shit out. It's Drills.